Okay, good morning, good morning. Let me see you guys here. So I can open up the chat. Okay, I have a new browser and the chat doesn't show. Amazing. It's like glitched out. So I might have to use the other one for now. It's always something. You switch things to try to improve whatever because you have this issue and then you go somewhere else and it's something else. But that's all right. I can work around that real quick. Boom, got you guys up here. Good morning, man. How you guys doing, Katrina? I should post this to the main channel real quick too, in the community tab. For a while, we're gonna have to keep doing that, promoting and reminding people, like, hey, we're over here for this, blah blah blah. Do that. We'll do that. I got some sun for a little bit. Got a little bit of sun on the third channel. And by the way, as far as this channel, we're almost halfway to the monetization. We're like, last I checked, we were 1,200 hours in of watch time, which is good. We got to get 4,000. So we're making some progress, and I want to try to build this up before election night because election night's going to be big. I think, right? I mean, it's going to be exciting. I'm curious, the count, isn't it? It's going to be like the other time, like a countdown type of thing or waiting and stuff. Lily Pag, what's up? Oh, I got to add you guys. Hold on, I got to add you guys. Little by little, I'll add the mods. Oh, damn it. It's not working here. I have to figure this out. But there's a couple things this morning we're going to talk about. Some clips, updates on a little bit of the shooter. There's some videos that I didn't look at before that we need to look at. The Secret Service body cam. Oh, it's not even letting me do it. I gotta log into the other channel. Lord almighty. There we go. And hey, Wendy, Chaos, Donnie, Melissa, JB. All right. Oh, real quick, before we even get started, apparently there's some type of health alert out. Vegetables, herbs sold at Walmart, Aldi, and Kroger in 15 states are recalled. So just heads up on now the states that they're saying, though. Let's see. This week, that Ohio-based Wyers Farm has expanded its earlier recall now to include additional produce. They're saying things like summer vegetables, including cucumbers, green bell peppers, parsley. What the? Walmart listed the produce on their website. In tandem, an original recall, Aldi issued its own recall. I wonder what states. It says these. Click here for. Okay, 15 states. All right, I don't see Florida. I'm good. We good. We good. Hey. Okay. So just a heads up, be mindful of that, whatever's going on with that. All right. Now, Kamala has been endorsed officially by the Obamas, Barack Obama. She made a little video here. Or they promised.
Kamala!
Hello.
Kamala!
Hi!
Hey there!
Oh, hi, you're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh, my goodness. Michelle, Barack, this means so much to me. I am looking forward to doing this with the two of you, Doug and I both.
That's so nice. That's so nice. Coffee recall, too. Some people said this video was cringe. Mia, what's up? Good morning. Donnie, Melissa, Timmy, Charisma, Steph. It's going to be wild, man. The coming months are going to be crazy. So we're trying to get ready,
Getting out there, being on the road. But most of all, I just want to tell you the words you have spoken and the friendship that you have given over all these years mean more than I can express. So thank you both. It means so much. And we're going to have some fun with this too, aren't we?
All All right. Harris making moves. Now, I saw anybody know the Hodge twins? Watch them. They're really funny guys, conservative, really funny, big channel. I remember watching them years ago when they were like smaller, and they really blew up and took off. They've been making a call on Twitter and saying that the Trump team kind of needs to pick it up as far as like they're not really active on Twitter. I think there's a Trump page, Team Trump. Let me see what they post. They're posting some stuff an hour ago, but they're not going hard. Oh wait, maybe they are posting now.
Here, we don't want you anywhere. Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired.
They're starting to make some posts. Not really. Then this was 18 hours ago. If you look at like Kamala's HQ Twitter thing, they're going hard. They got like a full staff, 24 hours a day. And Trump's main account doesn't post on Twitter. I think it's called Kamala HQ. That thing is like around the clock posting shit. Where's that account at? Kamala HQ headquarters. Them boys posting like every 10 minutes and shit. Going hard. They're pulling up all kinds of stuff on JD Vance. They're going really hard for JD. That's what I noticed. I guess he has a litany of things. I mean, so does Trump, but I guess with the Trump stuff, it's already been said and done, and everybody's been harping on it for years. But Vance? Oof. They're going hard on him. So, Hodge Twin says here, if Team Trump and Trump War Room did this, they would get billions of views fast, and it wouldn't cost them much. We can't let the left lie their way into contention just because they have a better social media and content game. And says here, he also goes to say they need to be posting videos of Trump every day, take his rally speeches and cut them up into reels and post 5 of them a day minimum. Post them on every social media every day. Come on, y'all. Somebody here says, to be fair, the agencies Kamala is using are likely the biggest, baddest, and most successful meme accounts that movies used to promote. Hard to beat. These agencies would work for Trump, but they obviously hire Gen Z clippers at a good price. But they've abandoned the based America first. I think they are going hard. They are going hard. Kamala's people, the team, they got a lot of money too. Let me see what you guys are saying. Steph, everyone has something to dig up. That is true. That is true, Steph. I saw that, Black Lake. What's up? Good morning. Kamala denounced her supporters for destroying DC, and the people are pissed. There goes her voting base. I was surprised she denounced it. Melissa, good morning. Morning. And we kind of saw a clip of this yesterday, so I won't even bother playing it again. But the FBI director, Christopher Wray, he kind of like, I don't like that he did that. He said Donald Trump may or may not have been struck by a bullet during the assassination attempt. I was like, what? So he was kind of going with like, some people are like, oh, we don't know if shrapnel hit him or like some plastic debris had clipped and hit him or something. And people were demanding for his medical records, even though they don't really demand Biden's. I haven't watched this yet, but Colin Rigg posted there's a new trend, viral Republicans throwing their support behind Kamala Harris and condemning Trump. Some of the men explained how they previously supported Trump but are now Team Kamala. That's the other thing too. People are like, they're upset about the way people say Kamala. It's Kamala or Kamala? I always say Kamala, but there's something Kamala. Let me look it up. Are you supposed to say it different? Not that I'll do it because I probably won't remember, but it's not Kamala, it's Kamala. Kamala. How to pronounce Kamala Harris.
She might be the next US president, so let's learn to say her name correctly.
Kamala.
Nope, that's not it. Not even.
Kamala. I mean, if I'm sounding it out, that's what it sounds like. I mean, when I was growing up, but I know these people like to make up their own pronunciations because they want to feel special and shit.
president. So let's learn to say her name correctly.
Kamala.
Nope, that's not it. Not even close. Kamala Harris has been in the presidential limelight since 2020. Trump has called her unlikable and even called her this monster. But perhaps what's more unsettling is that he purposefully mispronounces her name to make it sound more foreign. So don't be that person. It's
It doesn't sound that horrible. It doesn't sound foreign to me. Kamala? I don't know.
Kamala Harris. It's kind
Kamala sounds foreign. Kamala. Hello.
to make it sound more foreign. So don't be that person. It's Kamala Harris. It's kind of like Kama plus la. It's not
Kamala.
Pamela with a K, and it's not Tony Soprano's wife.
Hi, everyone. It's Kamala Harris.
Whatever. So spell it the right way then. Put a U in there or some shit. Kamala. All right. Anyway, let's see what's going on here with these guys.
My name is Chris. I'm a Reagan Republican who voted for Nikki Haley in the primaries and backed her all the way, but I cannot
That's all we need to know.
get behind or support Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. They're just too extreme for our party and for our country. I think they would take us down a very dangerous road.
And Nikki's not. You know what about Nikki Haley? I saw there was some type of when all the Republican candidates or whatever, they're trying to fight each other on stage and stuff, and they were dogging her, like multiple people teaming up on her. I have to say, I thought she was resilient. She didn't like stoop to their level. I feel like she was, for them, the low hanging fruit, and so they were just coming at her. I thought she was actually kind of resilient and kept it modest and all that stuff.
And so that's why I'm backing Vice President Harris.
Hey, my name's Kyle. I'm a lifelong Republican from Alabama.
Wow.
I voted for Trump twice. I started to move away from Trump towards the end of his presidency, but I still held my nose and voted for him. Since then, he's been nothing but a disaster. Picking J.D. Vance just really solidifies my decision.
So some people don't like the J.D. Vance. Why is it that you picked J.D. Vance? Was it to show that like so was it to show that that like somebody that hated him and disliked him and called him Hitler changed their mind, and so he's bringing those people, trying to like unite people? Is that what it was? Kristen says, so your regular channel became a political channel? I'm so confused. This is not my regular channel. This is the third channel that I have. So I never had a political channel, and with the recent events that happened with Trump where he got shot and stuff, I was covering that because it was like trending news. But some people didn't like it because it kind of like turned political, which it is political. So I decided to make a political channel so that for those people that don't want politics, they can just stay on the main or the second page. And I'm growing this page so that for the people that don't mind it and enjoy it and whatever, they can come over here. So hopefully that makes sense.
To vote against Trump, to vote for Democrats. I voted for Nikki Haley in the primary, and I'm going to be voting for Kamala Harris. That's the right choice for America in 2024.
I'm Charles Ross. I live in Hillsboro, Oregon. I was and have been a registered
I want to know how much they paid y'all.
Republican my entire adult life. After the 2020 election and how he led a movement and incited people against the very democratic fabric that this country was based on, ruined the civility and the dignity of the office of president, and fundamentally broke down the building blocks that are this nation, and how he absolutely incensed real heroes and real people who have made a difference to show his very narrow and tyrannical opinions and hard authoritarian views. I can't support that. And I think a lot of Americans can't, and they're tired of it. I'm not a Democrat, but I will not vote for Donald Trump. My hope is that a moderate candidate will be elected and that the Republican Party will rid itself of Donald Trump and return to the civility for which it has always been until Donald Trump took control. And I hope that we can, as a party, move past this. But until that happens, I will not support Donald Trump. And I will.
The party's more invigorated than ever. Whatever you guys were doing before wasn't working. You guys were boring as fuck. There's this article, I haven't read this yet, but I wanted to read this. And it says, better served by Republican policies. Black men reveal why they're no longer Democrats. So this is Mark Fisher, who co-founded Black Lives Matter chapter. Wow. In Rhode Island, is voting for Trump for the first time this election after a lifetime of being Democrat. So it's so interesting to see like the you know, in one sense, like some people that have voted for him before, they're done with him. They're not voting for him again. And then you have people that have never voted for him before. You're like, you know what? I'm voting now. F it. As the 2024 election nears, Donald Trump is making major inroads with a particular voter demographic, black men. In the last presidential election, Trump won 12% of the overall black vote and a fifth of the black male vote. Recent polls conducted before President Biden dropped out of the election showed that 30% of black men favored Trump over Biden. I wonder if Kamala could be the shift, though. The Post spoke with 4 who are voting for Trump for the first time in 2024. This is Mark Fisher. Democrats are not invested in the black community, and he was a co-founder of the Rhode Island Black Lives Matter. During the protests in Providence, I led from the front, putting myself at risk, putting myself on the front line, said Fisher, who organized 2 major marches. But our enemy is not white. Our enemy is the overzealous government. Fisher said Biden has done little to help the black community while in the White House, while Trump's pro-school choice attitude and tough stance on border have inspired him to reconsider his politics. Immigration is a political third rail, said Fisher, a community organizer. It's political unaliving, and that's why nobody has ever addressed it until now, which is one of the reasons why Donald Trump has an overwhelming support. But he takes on those issues that most people want to actually talk about. He only registered as an independent after a lifetime as a Democrat, and he said he regrets voting for Biden in 2020. I felt like everything I heard from the media was gospel. I didn't know any better, he said. Trump is bad. Conservatives are racist. That's what they use. As for the Democrats' presumptive candidate, Kamala Harris, Fisher said Kamala Harris is even less popular than Joe Biden. Even though online it looks like she's taking things flying, right? Like a lot of people are in support of her. The worst possible thing for the country would be Kamala in the White House. He says the quality of life in predominantly black Democrat stronghold cities made him realize that the left-wing policies don't serve their constituents. These horribly poverty-stricken communities that have high crime also have a failing education. And then you add the unprecedented, unchecked, illegal immigration, and everything that the Democrats introduced into the black community is detrimental. These people are not invested in the black community. They're invested in keeping power. They pander to black voters. I remember it made me think and kind of flash back to this New York thing. I wonder if I can find it. New York. Let's see if I find it. Yeah, this was crazy. I mentioned it once or twice before, but at Thanksgiving last year, it says here low-income New Yorkers lose out on Thanksgiving turkeys as migrants gobble them up. So I guess like these people that are low income, they usually line up ahead of time for like the turkeys and stuff like that. You know, the resources that are being offered to their residents, and so the let's see here, the migrant crisis is impacting Thanksgiving holiday of one of Queens neighborhood. The New York Housing Authority's Queensbridge Houses residents look forward to a weekly mobile food pantries, but over 8,000 migrants have moved in over the past year, straining resources. Residents were told to line up Wednesday at 11 a.m. to get free Thanksgiving turkey, a blessing around the holidays for New Yorkers struggling to get by. Residents showed up at 10:30, only to find out that the migrants had beat them and had taken all the Thanksgiving turkeys. No. I think the last lady too. I don't know if she's still in here. I think she. It's funny too because you'll never satisfy people. So like you make a political channel to separate it so that people can stop complaining, and then I think they still complain. I don't know how she took it, but I had a feeling it was gonna be you do something so to please people. But you can never please people. People will never be happy or satisfied. You just gotta do what you're gonna do. Anyway, Louis Kawam, Republican policies better serve blacks and Latinos. Louis said education is his number one election priority. And it's the reason he's voting for Trump for the first time. Our public school system needs to completely be scrapped and overhauled to benefit working people. The system does not work. We cannot have a whole generation of blacks and Latinos being forced to go to school that do not educate them. I do feel like you should have the choice. You should have a right to pick whatever school you want, type of thing. Foster, who lives in Washington, D.C., is the executive director of Diversity Think Tank, said Trump's pro-school choice positions are more aligned with the black community's interests. But one of the things that they're trying to argue, though, too, I have not looked at that 2025 thing. Okay, I have not. That thing is like 900 pages. Candace Owens said she's going to go over it, I guess, or she's investigating it. Whenever Candace does a video on it or something, I might have to watch it to there's just no way I can sit here and go through 900 pages. I mean, I could use the search function and try to find a couple of things, but let me see. I'm sure she has like a whole team that can go scour through their shit. Uh-oh. There's drama? Uh-oh. With so much trouble in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop D-O-double-G, but somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky shit like every single day. It's been brought to my attention that Cardi B attacks me in this Twitter space. Oh, over Sonya Massey. Oh, I didn't know she spoke on it. Uh-oh. I will respond today during today's show. Plus, Elon Musk forces me to defend AOC and JD Vance is right about old cat lady. Oh, God. Oh! Hey, looking for show. Candace Owens. Oh no!
Hey guys.
Wait, I don't know. Did she? Okay, hold on. We gotta check out Candace Owens and Sonya Massey. Hold up.
Okay, Illinois. There was a 36-year-old black woman in Illinois who had...
Honestly, hold on. I don't know if she's going to show... I don't want her to show the shooting because they'll age restrict this video. I'll just play that.
Called 911 for help. And she essentially, and I'm going to show you the video. Take a look.
Your hot steaming water. Away from the hot steaming water.
Let me just mute it. I had a feeling they were going to... I don't want to get the age restricted thing because then it's not going to show to people. You have to be logged in, and I don't want to mess with the watch time hours. So
after he says that, he does in fact shoot her, and she dies. And what my understanding is that she shot him in the head. I don't see how saying, she said, "I will rebuke you." I think she said, "In the name of the Lord," and then he says, Jesus. "No, you will not, because I will shoot you." I mean, that is like very extreme, very aggressive. And he then proceeds to, she says, "I will shoot you in the face." I mean, that's just like, what are you even talking about? Over a woman with boiling water. In my opinion, he should have simply used his taser if he felt threatened by the steaming water. Okay, Illinois.
So why did they say they're saying that she condoned it? Let me see. Did she talk about it yet? Oh, this was 7 days ago. Oh, here we go. She did a video addressing Cardi.
All right, guys, coming at you live once again. She was extremely upset with me, and I want you guys to take a brief listen to some of her thoughts.
Candace Owens, because she made like such a... It's like, girl, why you always up, girl?
Yeah, I'm going to give you guys my response to that very shortly. Plus, we've got JD Vance. He's in the hot seat for suggesting that we should not have a government that is run by childless cat ladies. Spoiler alert, I agree. And Elon Musk is under fire for suggesting that anyone who boycotts Bibi Netanyahu is anti-Semitic. Spoiler alert, I disagree. And yeah, that means Elon Musk is about to make me defend AOC. So I'm deeply upset with him today. But that's what we have coming up on Candace.
It's racial. I know that this is sad, but this is not something racial. There's more white people that killed by the cops, and it's like, girl, shut up. You don't feel one little bit of empathy, one little bit of sympathy of how this woman died. There was no argument, there was no conflict, there was no raised of voice, and she got shot.
So that's a good place to stop before I let her keep speaking, because again, what tends to happen in these circumstances is Black America is routinely taught to just be upset and to be angry and to do exactly what Cardi B is doing. And this is why I always use her as an example.
All right, sure.
Because she has a massive platform and she's saying things. She has no idea what she's talking about. She obviously did not listen to my full show. She did not listen to the full context. And yet she's leading people to believe that I've somehow justified the shooting of Sonya Massey, right? Because if you just listen to what she said, you would go, oh my gosh, Candace is effing ish up again. Candace must have gone on her show and been like, listen, guys, this is not about race. This is totally fine, and just showed no empathy toward the situation. And that is why people would deem her to be a useful idiot. That's why I say that they like to platform people that they suspect don't have enough education to research things on their own and will therefore just believe a headline or believe a short clip. And again, will not do any deeper research to see what exactly it is that person said in their full context. So I'm just going to give Cardi B a portion of what I said that she definitively did not see, because I saw the same clip, which was edited intentionally, or I should say misedited intentionally, clipped intentionally in a way that tried to make it seem as though I was just out there defending what had happened to Sonya Massey. Here are my actual remarks, which oddly sound suspiciously a lot like what Cardi B was just saying there at the end. Take a listen. Now, when this first was spoken about, we were told that, I don't know, there was some sort of a threat with the boiling water. Sure, yes, she's acting erratically, and
I don't know if they have copyright, so I'll just play the
is a situation in which she could have thrown the boiling water at the police officers, but they were nowhere near her. And then they shoot her, which to me, given the context of the fact that you knew that this woman was not mentally there, and even if she did throw boiling water at you, I don't see how saying, she said, I will rebuke you, I think she said, in the name of the Lord. And then he says, no, you will not, because I will shoot you. I mean, that is like very extreme.
I agree. I think that's extreme to just pull out your gun and point your gun out like that. But I also think that, like, the way I would take if you're holding a boiling pot of water and you say, I'm going to rebuke you in the name of Jesus, I'm going to interpret that as you're going to throw that water on me to rebuke me, to like cleanse me, holy water type of shit. Not only that, because I think most of these people never even watch the 40 minutes. I feel like they just watched the 4-minute, whatever it is, the first body cam, the first little thing. They didn't see all the other stuff. And so, you know, the part 2 where she's like, well, why are you backing away? He's like, because I don't want the water. It's like she wanted him close, but then he ends up getting closer anyway. You know, I feel like he was like trigger happy, like he just straight out popped her in the head for that. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of, one of her first warnings is, I'll shoot you in the head. So, you know, regardless, a sad situation. I wonder what's going to happen. I'm very curious to see what the turnout's going to be. He pled not guilty. Curious to see what the turnout's going to be for the trial. He's being charged with murder and stuff. So.
Very aggressive, and he then proceeds to, she says, I will shoot you in the face. I mean, that's just like, what are you even talking about? Over a woman with boiling water. In my opinion, he should have simply used his taser if he felt threatened by the steaming water, or if he felt that he absolutely had to use his gun. Why didn't he shoot her in the foot?
No, come on. Some of those people, I mean, maybe you could argue, the headshot's crazy, but like, there's people that are like, they think, I think that, it's just crazy. This whole, like, whenever you're in a situation, you got to aim for their foot and shoot their toe off or something. Come on, bro.
Or somewhere lower. This just did not seem like an appropriate response to me whatsoever. Now, parking that aside, of course, as I have said since the beginning of time, we can get out of there. There are mistakes that have huge.
So, I do think the better situation. I mean, so, you know, hindsight 2020. Had he backed off, he was like, I'll shoot your kid in the face. Had he like just backed off, try to back off, maybe call for backup, try to like what, or just try to step back at a certain distance, even though if she really chucked that water, she definitely intended, she had some mental problems, but she definitely intended to chuck it because it happened so fast, and I would have never seen it if nobody told me. It happened so fast because when he pulls out his gun and she gets back down, she gets down for whatever reason, and a lot of TikTok and Twitter people keep cutting it out, she gets back up. And she grabs the pot and she chucks it. And some people are like, oh, that they say that was her reaction out of fear. But she already had gotten down. Like, why get back up? I don't know. It could have just been a mental thing, I guess, that she was going through. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, anyway, the little bit that I've seen, I haven't seen all of Candace. She doesn't seem, even the story that we saw, it didn't seem like she was justified.
And it certainly does not sound like I was trying to justify what happened. But what she's taking issue with, and the reason why they clipped me out, was that I, again, made it obvious to Black America, because a lot of Black Americans now watch this podcast and they're starting to see me in my full context, that you can start to just notice this sort of behavior. You'll start to see these trends ahead of an election season. There's going to be a story in which what they want Black people to do is to respond radically, irrationally, to be angry, to turn against each other, to burn down your own neighborhoods. And I said, don't let that be the circumstance. Do not allow people who have big platforms to convince you that this needs to be your issue that you need to go out and scream about. Instead, vote according to things that are going to actually matter. That's essentially what I say.
Okay, so that was Candace. I mean, she has a longer episode you can watch on YouTube. Missy says cops argued over rendering aid after, which is mandatory. Did they argue? I didn't remember them arguing. I feel like they should have acted faster, but I remember at one point he was like, it's like at least stop the bleeding. And it was really kind of hard to watch because you can hear her kind of last breath and stuff. And the weird thing too is the audio that came out, which I can't really make much sense of it. The audio where you can hear on the radio somebody saying something about self-inflicted gunshot wound. I don't know if you guys have heard of that yet. It was the audio dispatch. So I don't know. I really wonder if the trial will be live streamed. I think it would be really interesting to cover that. Let me see. The guy's name is Sean Grayson, right? Sean Grayson. And, he had a previous history of DUI. I think it was like 2015, 2016, something like that. And they were classified as misdemeanors. And apparently one of the police departments said that they knew about it. So I was like, damn, I didn't know you could get hired with DUIs as a cop. I was like, okay. And he had worked at multiple places, which he said was he worked part-time until he could get a full-time job, like 6 different places. But they didn't find any disciplinary action, at least as of now. Let me see here real quick. I could have did a live of this on the main channel on this topic, but he was charged with first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I feel like there's other places that don't take you if you have like multiple DUIs or. Well, maybe it depends if it's a felony. I guess maybe because it's classified as a misdemeanor. Missy says they waited 2 minutes and didn't run to get the kid. Okay. Yeah, I've showed it multiple times, and I posted it on Twitter. There was so many people arguing over the clip. They were telling me it was AI and manufactured, and it's not true, and blah, 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 whatever. All right, so we heard from this guy. Okay. If you're a black person who supports Republicans, they attack you. It's no accident that you hardly hear any black leaders speaking contrary to the Democrats, what they want. They basically created an underclass, and come every election, if you don't support them, you're ostracized in your community. That's true. That's true. Especially for black men, when Trump was attacked, it was so clear, like, my God, how they prosecute this man. When the Democrats went after him for these charges for clearly victimless crimes, the black community saw that clearly. That was something that was just so glaring to us, so I guess it stood out. Sly Hall says, my family just voted blindly Democratic. I feel like that's the case with a lot of it. It's just what you're told. You grow up like that. They just tell you. You don't even know anything. They just tell you that. And in some cases, I think even Biden said it. You're not black if you don't vote for me or something. He says, as a black man, there's a little bit of social pressure to be Democrat, but it's also just not doing your homework and going on someone else's word. I grew up with a lot of cousins that were into politics, and so basically I followed their views. The Bronx resident, 52, told the Post, I hate to admit it, but because they are African American, they mostly just blindly voted Democratic. After sitting out the last election, Hall's main motivation was to get behind Trump in 2024 is the state of the economy. When Trump was in office, I did see a lot more people working. Hall said a freelance video editor and employees at the seafood restaurant. Right now, we just need to get our economy back on the road. Trump is a businessman. But people will try to argue and say he's done bankruptcies and all that stuff. But I understand that people are trying to come from a bad situation to a better situation, but you have to do it the legal way. Being 100% open with his support for Trump. He said he's encountered some blowback. People just automatically say things about Trump that I know are not true. I've been having arguments with almost every family member, and I tell them they have to listen to this guy's policies. The only critique they have is that I think is valid is the way he carries himself. I do like that the way he deals with other leaders around the world, but I don't really like the way he deals with the media. And some of the things he says are just inappropriate for our image as a country. Okay. This person here says, Linwood says, inflation is changing his vote. He owns a mobile barbershop. I felt like I was getting more out of my money. I didn't feel stagnant. I didn't feel like I had to go to work or else I wasn't going to eat that day. You can't do anything. It costs $150 just to walk outside. What? Does it? He grew up in Harlem and lives in the Bronx, and he was a default Democrat. Okay, just some interesting stories. Must watch. Peter Dosey brought actual receipts, aka actual card of talking point Democrats being handed out by Kamala.
Thank you, Corinne. Democrats on Capitol Hill are being handed this card with talking points about the vice president and the border. Do you know who's handing this out?
I have no idea. You probably should ask her campaign.
So, thank you, Corinne.
Oh, did I close the wrong thing? Oh, another thing, by the way. So they're wanting. Kamala's been calling out Kamala. Sorry, I thought I closed all this out. Kamala has been calling out Trump and saying, I want to debate him, and he's turning down these debates. He doesn't want to challenge me anymore. He's running. This person posted, Trump campaign says it cannot schedule debates with Kamala Harris because it is uncertain she'll be the nominee. Harris mocks him, asks what happened to any time, any place. Oh, savage. And I said that actually makes perfect sense. Why would I debate your ass if you're not even officially nominated yet? You guys, they said they're going to hold this virtual DNC thing to officialize her nomination and then have the actual DNC. So yeah, why would I schedule something before you're actually nominated? I mean, more than likely she probably is going to be. His reply was, given the continued political chaos surrounding the crooked Joe Biden and Democrat Party, general election debate details cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide on their nominee. There's a strong sense by many in the Democrat Party, namely Barack Hussein Obama, that Kamala is a Marxist fraud who cannot beat President Trump. I saw an article, some rumors about that, but he endorsed her today or yesterday, whenever it was, and they're still holding out for someone better. Therefore, it would be inappropriate to schedule things with Harris because Democrats very well could still change their minds. I think that's the best thing. Just wait, let them do their virtual. It's kind of weird. Let them do their virtual thing and then decide. For real says, I grew up in a house where one parent was Republican and the other was Democrat. One parent was union and the other one was non-union. Doubtful there are any homes like that today. I wonder how that worked out. Yeah, because I wonder, can you date somebody and not feel with a different political belief and be okay, or is it going to be constant turmoil in the house? Hoax, did you get COVID, man? I'm hearing a lot of people getting sick. Who else? Somebody on Discord was saying too. Who was that? Somebody got sick. Everybody's getting COVID now. This is going around. Let's check it out real quick here. COVID. The last thing I checked, they said COVID flirt was going around. It's called flirt. COVID is surging this summer. What said is another variant or something? Emerging variant KP.3. is believed to have similar virological and epidemiological characteristics to KP2. A third emerging variant, LB1, is also flirt variant. Okay. Rapid increase since June 2024. Okay. Anybody getting sick? What you got? Oh, Wilson. Yeah, Wilson said she was having body aches. Oh, man, it's coming back. Honestly, when the house got sick here, Maddie and the girlfriend, they said Maddie had strep throat. They did a test, so I guess it's that, but something tells me, we were kind of speculating, maybe it was COVID, but I didn't get sick. I had felt like 1 day or 2 days, I felt a little kind of cold, little shivers, but nothing else. Maybe I'm a host. And my job is just to spread it. I'm kidding. I don't know. Media is currently rewriting history in an effort to help the Harris campaign. Here are 5 hoaxes the media launched this past week.
Charge of the border.
Nope.
Let's just watch it.
She was put in charge of the border.
Nope.
She was in charge of reaching out to the South and Central American countries to stem the immigration.
She wasn't the border czar.
She was not actually the border czar.
Border czar. They're still denying that that was her
She
thing.
is not the border czar.
She was never border czar.
She was not the border czar.
Let's be very clear. There was no border czar.
President Biden put his vice president, Kamala Harris, in charge of one of his administration's growing challenges. She is now the point person on immigration.
Vice President Harris is now the Biden administration's point person
to oversee his administration's efforts to stem the flow of migrants.
Kamala Harris, the point person on immigration.
The point person in the effort to stop the flow of migrants.
Kamala Harris will lead the response to the border challenge. Kamala Harris to lead the White House efforts to tackle migration challenges at the U.S.-Mexico border.
To take the lead on overseeing all of these efforts at the border.
Putting his vice president, Kamala Harris, in charge of this.
Her first big portfolio item.
To oversee solutions.
And I have confidence that she's going to do a good job in this role. I think President Biden made a good decision, a wise move.
She wasn't.
For real, says my parents were heavily involved in politics. Our home was filled with both parties. In my opinion, the difference back then was, although there were many differences, everyone shared the same deep morals. I think my family's kind of like that too. I mean, it was definitely kind of mixed. It was majorly one side, kind of, but there's still a few like me. And sometimes at the holiday table, it was worse back then, like 2020, I think, or no, 2016 or whatever it was. The conversations that were happening, but like it was never a thing of like, we're not going to talk to each other. It'd be kind of laughing, sometimes serious, whatever. But it never got to the point of like, people are not talking to each other. I'm not coming back to a holiday dinner. We're never going to see each other again. I saw a lot of people, for a lot of people, it was like that. I saw people disowning their family, their parents, best friends for whatever years over politics. This was kind of funny a little bit. Let's see here.
I just seen that the Secret Service is not able to get into the shooter's phone. I want to do my part as an American to help out. If y'all need to use my wife or borrow her for a couple of days, she can get into any cell phone. Just tell her that I was texting this number behind her back, and by the end of, probably by about give her an hour. Well, by the end of the business day today, if you fly her out there, she'll have it figured out by the end of the day today. She'll know the passcode to the phone, how to get into it, who they've been texting, what their Snapchat is, the Instagram, the Twitter, if they got Facebook, what their mama's name is, what their daddy's name is, if they're dating anybody, and however long their last conversation was. So if y'all can't get into her phone and y'all need somebody to investigate that, I'm sure my wife, we're patriots. We'll do it, for the calls. So just call us up. We'll fly out there. We'll send her what we need to do. She'll get into that phone for you. I can assure you she will.
All right, so let's get to some of the videos out there at the site of where the shooting happened. Benny Johnson posted, you can tell how close the Trump assassin was able to get to the president because his blood trail was still in the roof. This is 1 out of 10 difficulty, snipers tell me on site. I mean, the shot was it's a miracle this guy missed such an easy shot. I've heard that from multiple people too, snipers talking about it. My cameraman is standing in Trump's exact location at the rally. We recreated the shots. Watch.
This is the trail of blood from Thomas Crooks, still visible on the building where the assassin was able to shoot directly at President Trump from this exact position.
Lisa, why are you still here complaining?
You can see right there in the field, that's where President Trump is. I'm just on iPhone magnification.
That's
this
crazy.
Is how close the president was to the assassin. This is 100 yards, one football field, right here. That's
a tree.
Is where the Secret Service sniper team was.
Sloped.
And this is where no one was.
The water tower gate. Watergate.
Or maybe someone was, but no law enforcement. Because that would have made the easiest shot on God's green earth, right here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, leaving the entire president exposed, there was supposed to be Secret Service right there. This was a window that has full view of the rooftop where Trump's would-be assassin, a man who shot Trump in the face, in the head, and killed him.
Why are you still here, Lisa? Why are you watching me, girl?
Stood.
Why are you mad? I'm actually happy that YouTube's recommending the live. That's amazing. It's good. Thank you for helping me out with my watch time hours. I know you're mad and you're upset, miserable. Wake up on the wrong side of bed every day.
This.
Why are you mad, Lisa? So this is a Secret Service video too. This was from a while back, but I never really sat and listened to it. I want to play this video.
All right, so we don't know. So this is the guy that
yes, that they sent yes, Beaver County sniper seen and sent the pictures out. This is him.
Okay, all right.
Ooh, Brian Anthem.
Got it. So the bike in the back. Is he on that bike?
We don't know.
We don't know. So
I
you're
don't
just
know.
treating that as suspicious device.
Correct.
One.
Rifle's right there, obviously.
Oh my God! They show his body. Jesus Christ! Oh my, can I show it? Hold on a second. Let me scan the video. Oh jeez. That's what he was talking about, the blood and stuff. Okay. I mean, it's blurred out, but okay, it's blurred out, but Jesus. Lord.
So the bike in the back. Is he on that bike?
We don't know.
We don't know. So
I
you're
don't
just
know.
treating that as suspicious device.
Correct.
1 second. I believe the sniper that seen these and sent the pictures is right inside this building. Michelle, is Greg in there?
Oh my God. Yeah, she says she's miserable every man. Holy shit.
So if you go to that window to take him and yell for Greg, that's the sniper that sent the original pictures and seen him come from the bike and set the book back down and then lost sight of him.
Okay.
He's the one that sent the pictures out. I don't know if you got the same ones I did.
I think I did. Yeah. He's like got his glasses on and he's.
So we had the picture of that.
I got that.
Okay, and then this is his bike with the stuff. And our sniper seen him walking away from that, I believe.
Okay.
But he would be right inside that window. He's the one that physically seen this, sent the pictures, and called it out.
Okay, so.
So you saw from the window.
So, and we have somebody detained, correct?
That I don't know.
People detained on this side.
Maybe suspicious
Our
people.
guy that was just up here told me that there's a guy detained who's the owner of the bike, and I said, no, I think that's the owner of the bike.
Yeah, basically when I got
We've been up here, so we wouldn't know that information.
We just hauled ass. We got over here.
Right, got it.
We hopped up
No. Yeah, that's no problem. Is that all your stuff?
That was one of our
Yeah, so someone came up looking to treat him, and this connected him.
Yes.
Okay.
Copy. Gas is off to the building, just so you know.
Thank you.
PSP had some.
Yeah, they do. I talked to the guy. They were those people detained were filming.
American Water was notified. They authorized.
Maybe they were involved. Maybe they weren't.
Will start somebody.
Other than that, I haven't heard anybody.
Well, I think it's. The guys that saw them filming were like, "Oh, they were filming us and then filming the guy up on the roof, and then filming us. And then when the shots started firing, they like tried to run away. It was like, isn't that what everybody would do that has a phone? You know, I'm not saying they weren't involved, but you know what I mean? Like that.
It's up in the air right now, right?
Right. So I got no problem detaining them. But again, I'm just trying to detain those guys, find out what they know, who they are, whatever.
So weird. I don't know.
I'm trying to get clear information to relay back to DC.
Bring control to the water tower.
We have one shooter deceased. I think we have 3 victims in the crowd. Is that, did you guys hear that too?
That I'm not sure.
So I heard 1 deceased, 2 life flighted.
I know 2 helicopters did take off.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know how many victims.
3 are
Delta
deceased.
1, Commander. We have access to a drone. Clear this water tower.
Any LE?
No, it's incorrect. I will try to confirm.
In the van. Did he survive? Copy.
That was the video. I haven't really just watched it now for the first time. And then this is from the other day too, where Representative Eli Crane shares video from the 2nd floor, and this gives an interesting kind of vantage point. They showed this during one of the congressional hearings, but this is like from inside, looking out the window, and it shows that if had anybody been in there looking, they would have seen the shooting.
Alright guys, I'm up here on the building where the supposed sniper took a shot. It's not that steep at all. We just had a 70-year-old man back here climb up on the roof easily. See that water tower behind me? Had Secret Service or anybody had sniper teams up there, this guy wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof. He would have been taken out. Behind me, you see the windows that Secret Service was supposedly in the 2nd floor of this building behind. Makes you wonder why they weren't able to quickly dispatch the individual. And then behind me, back over here where those red roofs are, that's where the stage was set up. That's where the president was giving his speech from. A lot of questions here in Butler.
Okay. Now, you guys remember we were covering the Bohemian Grove yesterday? We were just like watching the video. Somebody left me a comment. Somebody named James says that the original video got copy claimed by the Bohemian Grove. I'm like, no! I want to try to find that channel. Well, we use Twitter, but still, they might. I don't know if they're going to come for this channel and try to block it or something. Let me see if that guy, what was that guy's channel? Shit. Bohemian Grove. Where's this guy at? Where's this guy at? Oh, there you go. Creepy Bowman teenagers broke into Bohemian Grove.
God, wait, you're right. There's a whole Chinatown. What's this? It's Osprey Road.
Okay, I'm trying to find this guy's channel from yesterday. Damn, what was that guy's name? Anybody know the guy's name? Shit. Maybe I can look at my history. Bohemian Grove. I'm just really curious to see if they took his shit down. How dare you? How dare you? I don't even know how to look at history in this app. This new browser. How dare you? Okay, maybe this. No. I don't know. All right, I'll try to look into it another time then. Curious they took that guy down. Dancer 1, Mel, his community notes. All right, let's check it out. Is it Dancer 1? That's the guy's name? Dancer 1. Thank you. Oh, shit. Bohemian Club. Bro, we got to check this out. So maybe I should take yesterday's video down before the Grove comes for me. We received a copyright removal request for your video. Based on the applicable law, we removed your video from YouTube. Ooh. them boys got him, bro. All right, maybe I'll take down yesterday's. I don't want to, but we don't want to get a strike either. All right. I guess they struck him. They didn't just... Because they have the option to block it, but they're probably pissed. This motherfucker. So I think, let me, I guess, for now, do that. Just protect it. Or maybe I shouldn't just do that, yeah. Protect the channel, not worth it. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We need watch hours. Well, if they give me a strike, I won't be able to do anything for like 7 days, I think. So that's worse than not being able to stream. I'd rather take one video down than not being able to stream 7 days. Elon Musk trans daughter fires back. His lies reek of desperation. So she is pissed because he did an interview with Jordan Peterson. And in the interview, he said that his kid, I'm just paraphrasing, is like dead to him. And because his kid transitioned, and so you can't use their born name because they call that dead naming, because it's literally like they consider that the person dead. I guess when people transition, they don't want to be called by their old name. And so he spoke about her, and he said she's pretty much dead to him type of thing. And the woke mind virus had brainwashed her and all this stuff. And he signed some paperwork without realizing what it really was. And so she's pissed. She's not happy. In a social media rant, Vivian says Elon is lying about her picking out clothes for him when she was 4 years old, calling those choices fabulous. And she says she wasn't born slightly autistic and wasn't into musicals and theater, as a Tesla chief claims.
Hey, it is Vivian Jenna Wilson. I'm just going to come on here and say that I'm doing well. I'm doing fine, actually. And I am formulating a response and whatnot. It's being worked on. It's being worked on. Just hold your goddamn horses for 5 more seconds, okay? I promise it's getting worked on.
So she's pissed. She snapped. And she said she has more that she's going to drop. She said here, there's a lot of stuff I need to debunk, which I will get to. Don't worry. But I want to start with what I find funniest, which is the notorious slightly autistic tweet. Damn. This is going to be so just bear with me. Blank was born gay, slightly autistic, 2 attributes that contribute to gender dysphoria. I knew that from when he was about 4 years old, he would pick out clothes for me to wear. Okay. Like a jacket, and tell me it was fabulous. What? As well as his love for musicals and theater. But he was not a girl. Okay. I don't know if that's the whole autistic and gay and autistic slightly autistic, was born gay, slightly autistic, gender dysphoria. A long time ago, I had looked into it, and they said that a lot of kids go through that, and they just get over it and they overcome it. I guess some don't, but there was like research done and studies. I found it in an article that cited information and research and said that. Anyway, she replies and says, this is entirely fake. Like, literally none of this ever happened. How would you know from 4 years old? None of this ever happened. Ever. I don't even know where he got this from. My best guess is that he went to the Milo Yiannopoulos School of Gay Stereotypes. Just picked at some random and said good enough in a last-ditch attempt to garner sympathy points when he is so obviously in the wrong. Even in his own effing story. Milo Yiannopoulos is like a political commentator, conservative, but he's gay, or he was gay. He was like doing all this stuff with guys, and then now he's saying he's straight. I think the last thing I heard is now he's straight and he doesn't do any of that. I don't know what is real and what's not with this. I don't know if he just did some shit just for attention and he's really one way, or he really switched from one to the other. I don't know. Anyway, it continues on with Elon shares Vivian with his ex-wife Justin Wilson, who divorced him back in the 2000s. Vivian says Elon doesn't know her because he was never around when she was growing up. Oh! I did not have a love of musicals and theater when I was 4 because, I was, I don't know what that says, 4. I did not know what these things were. My earliest real experience with musicals is when my twin brother had a Hamilton phase in 8th/9th grade and overplayed it so much in the car to the point where for a long time I swore off the entire genre. I never picked out jackets for him to wear and was most certainly not calling them fabulous. Well, that's fabulous, girl. Because literally, what the F did I not use the word fabulous? What the F did I did not use the word fabulous when I was 4 because once again, I would like to reiterate, I was 4. Like, this is so obvious, I don't even think it warrants explanation, but apparently people believe this nonsense. So I'm here. So here I am. The entire thing is completely made up, and there's a reason for this. He doesn't know what I was like as a child because he simply wasn't there. Oh, man. Shot to the heart. Lord. Patty Cakes tell me, Patty Cakes says, I have a theory about celebrities having a lot of trans kids. I feel like they sold their soul and death is made in exchange. Well, I don't know. I know the basketball player, what's his name? Whatever, his daughter is trans. I don't know if there was another celebrity too, I think. I don't know if it's just a numbers thing. Like there's so many celebrities that eventually some are going to have some kids like that, Or is it just promoted and embraced? I don't know. It says, let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah. So he simply wasn't there. And in the little time that he was, I was relentlessly harassed for my femininity and queerness. Obviously, he can't say that. So I've been reduced to a happy little stereotype. F. I wonder if they're saying the derogatory word. I wonder. That'd be crazy. Along to use this at his discretion. I think that says a lot about how he views queer people and children in general. As for if I'm not a woman, sure, Jan. I don't know who. I guess I don't know. She replied to somebody. Is that the mom? Let me see. Hold on. No, Justine Wilson. As for if I'm not a woman, sure, Jan. Whatever you say. I'm legally recognized as a woman in the state of California, and I don't concern myself with the opinions of those who are below me. You're beneath me. Obviously, Elon can't say the same. Oh, no, she went for the ketamine! Because in a ketamine-fueled haze, he's desperate for attention and validation from an army of degenerate red-pilled incels and pick-me's who are quick to give it to him. Go touch some effing grass. Damn, bro. Woo! He does have 12 kids. Yeah, he got kids on kids on kids. Woo! All right. In their limited time together, Vivian claims Elon. Oh, we read all that stuff. Okay. And reported that Vivian is dead to him. We talked about all that just now. Okay. He did do an interview with Don Lemon, and I thought he claimed he was microdosing ketamine. It's like a tranquilizer, but some people take it in small doses, and supposedly it helps, allegedly, with depression and stuff like that, So Elon got a whole bunch of drama. Drama for your mama. All right, something I wanted to I saw this as I was scrolling the world of Twitter, and Matt Driscoll apparently passed away. Let me see. I guess this was recent. He's a journalist. Matt Driscoll. He was, I think, 43 years old. Within a couple of days, he passed away. And this person was, Matt Driscoll was the most prolific troll of anti-vaxxers on the internet. Now he's dead at the age of 43. The cause of his death has not been released. No, of course it never is. So people are speculating. The only thing that I saw online is that he had a medical emergency. The first post that I saw was from this page called Suddenly Dead or something. I think it's called Suddenly Dead. And they're a page that believes that people are dying or died suddenly. Sorry, died suddenly. trying to pull her up. Their page, they came out with a documentary. They believe that people are dying because of the effects, the after effects of like the vaccine and stuff. And they believe that there's clotting going on in the blood and all this stuff. Anyway, this guy passed away, and it's kind of like a mystery. People are wondering what's going on. The most that I saw was that all I saw, my thing was like, I don't know, did he have a health condition? Was it drugs? Or was it the vax? I know a lot of people that have the vax and are still alive, so I mean, I don't know. I guess it's hard to say. It's kind of tough. I've thought about like what's happening with Elon. I mean, I don't have the trans thing, but you never know what's going to happen, right? But like getting older and you're on social media and your kid turns on you and then starts making all these social media posts. My dad's a piece of shit. I mean, I'm amazing. I've been really good, but you just never know. These kids go through their phases. Fuck him. You know? No, I didn't. Let me see. Patty. Okay. Okay, I feel like since a trans person was once switched from okay, we did it again. I feel like since a trans person once switched their former self is dead, that's a loophole for them. Maybe it is. Maybe it's escaping or something. Some people have been traumatized and trauma and stuff like that. Some people believe you're born with it. You're born like that. Some people think. I don't know. Let me see here. I don't suck at life, says Patty Cakes, but that's what's really weird. Is the mom all of a sudden ultra feminine, which she wasn't. I honestly, you know what I honestly believe though too? I really believe there's parents out there that feed this propaganda shit to their kids too. And then their kids start wondering about I do believe that that's a part of it too. I feel like some of these parents pushing on their kids, all in some of the schools and stuff. I didn't think about that back then when I was growing up. We were just being kids. Now it's like you have to make a decision at the age of 2, 3, and 4, or 5, and shit, 7. What the fuck? Oh, I think I saw this already. Oh, I forgot to put this in the title. CNN panel has full-blown meltdown after conservative commentator Rehan Salam says Biden is not fit to be president. You can't go on that show and say that. You're crazy.
When somebody says he had to, they don't understand the presidency. Mm-hmm. If he were investigated and he was about to be impeached and maybe removed,
that's so obviously false that I mean,
it's not so obviously false. I'm telling you, he did not have to.
Give it up. He has not given it up. He's still there for 6 months when he's manifestly incapable.
Tell me how you know he's manifestly incapable.
I'm sorry to say that this is a sensitive matter where there are a lot of folks who have been talking about this for some time.
Oh, yes, I've heard them too. My doctor tells me he thinks he might have something, but he also says, but he's not my patient.
And look, the deeper problem, the deeper question is, who is actually in charge at any given time? This notion that he's only sharp for 6 hours of the day, this is an incredibly volatile moment, in part because of his failures.
Are we everything you're saying, I'm sorry, is speculation. Let me tell you what is not speculation.
It's not speculation.
It is speculation because actually, unlike you, I've actually seen the guy at 9 o'clock at night. I have seen him after he has had 5 different events in 24
hours. Might that
hours.
cloud your judgment?
No, what?
Do you think that makes you more objective?
Well, the fact that I have actually seen him, whereas you're just reading gossip and speculation.
Gossip. We all saw the debate. We all saw the debate where Joe Biden was clearly incompetent.
Catsy says, my husband and I were vaxxed. My husband developed an irregular heartbeat. He needs beta blockers now. Oh, he was just fine before the shot. Oh, that's crazy. Well, they did say that there was, I wonder which one it was. There was like a small portion of men, specifically men, that were getting like this heart problem. Vaccine. I didn't want to fuck with it. I didn't get the vaccine. That was my choice. I didn't want to. One of the websites says heart inflammation is extremely rare side effect of the vaccine. But the other thing is myocarditis. the highest risk group of males between 12 and 17 of age. 12 years and 17 years of age. And the highest risk, and in the highest risk group, the myocarditis risk after the second dose. So that get that booster shot shit. And in that highest risk group, the myocarditis risk after the second dose, which is 35.9% in 100,000 people. In comparison, the risk post-infection in that same group is 64.9%, or 64.9 per 100,000 people. So it's a 35.9 per 100,000 people. So I don't know. Not 35%. It's 35 in 100,000. I've heard of stories like that too.
Unable to address.
But then there's also other posts that said COVID vaccine not linked to heart issues. So there's things that, I don't know, contradicting it too.
Questions that he should have been able to address. We know that Robert Hur and Merrick Garland kept those audio tapes from the public.
When Democratic lawmakers
we all saw that debate, which is why Kamala Harris was now going to be running for president, deceived the American people.
I'm sorry. No, this is a story.
One at a time.
I appreciate
Ashley, go ahead.
that the enthusiasm that Kamala Harris has now sparked in the Democratic Party has made some people nervous. But the story that Joe Biden is lying to the public is not. When was the last time you were with Joe Biden? When was the last time you were with Joe Biden? So if you weren't.
There are a lot of Democrats in Congress who were with him in October 2021 who were frightened and afraid in October 2021 because he could not clearly communicate a case for passing major legislation, something that he specialized in during the Obama administration.
Donald Trump's chief of staff was afraid of Donald Trump.
They still, the whole Republican Party is still afraid of Donald Trump.
And that was a real vulnerability.
The only time that we have had, we have talked about the 25th Amendment regarding a precedent in the recent history has been cabinet members of Donald Trump.
I appreciate the pivot. I think that makes
Lily says she got vaxxed. I don't know, to be honest. I did it because I had high-risk pregnancy. Wait, what am I? Hold on. I read two messages at the same time. Lily says I got vaxxed. Only first two, no reaction. Nobody I know reacted to Moderna. Isn't that like the worst one, Moderna? Or which one was? There was like the one of them that one of them got discontinued, I think. But I know 5 people personally that were hospitalized. Oh, AstraZeneca. That's the one that's the worst. I know 5 people that were hospitalized not long after AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca, I was seeing all kinds of shit that was happening. They had to cut that shit. I think I had discontinued AstraZeneca. Let's see, AstraZeneca vaccine. I think it was suspended. The European Medicines Agency issued a notice announcing that the vaccine is no longer authorized for use and that its authorization has been withdrawn at the request of the marketing authorization holder. Hell, I was seeing all kinds of weird shit with that one. Woo! I didn't get it. Most of my family did. And there was no way in hell I was getting it for my daughter. I thought that was just so unnecessary, for that. When you know the demographics and numbers and age, it's just, I didn't think there was any reason for it. She has her whole life ahead of her. We don't need doing that bullshit right now. Here's one of the last things too I wanted to show. So, Trump gunman Thomas Crooks likely had a Gab account that he used to support President Biden, the site CEO says. What? The gunman who tried to assassinate former President Donald Trump appears to have used the controversial alt-right favorite social media platform Gab to spread messages in support of President Biden. Interesting. The CEO, Andrew Torba, said he learned Wednesday that Thomas Matthew Crooks may have had an account on our platform after getting an emergency disclosure request from the law enforcement agency. The account Epic Microwave, which the CEO stressed he has been unable to confirm was definitely Crooks. Unable to confirm, but also was definitely Crooks. Okay. Posted on the site 9 times total. October tweeted just 30 minutes after getting the law enforcement request. Okay. Well, the account made very few posts on the site. The majority of them were in support of President Biden, said the CEO of the platform, launched in 2016 as a completely free speech alternative to Twitter. A number of posts in particular expressed support for President Biden, COVID lockdowns, border policies, and executive orders. I know. Yeah. Oh, Johnson & Johnson. Did they stop Johnson & Johnson as well? That was the one-shot one. Some people were going for that because they just like the idea of, like, let me get it over with, right? Johnson & Johnson. Is it discontinued? I thought it was. Let me see. Discontinued. Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine is no longer available in the U.S. Okay. Yeah. Yep. The same company that had, was it like their powder was giving cancer or something? Cancer powder, let me see. Or one of the Johnson & Johnson advances $6.48 billion settlement in talc cancer lawsuits. Bruh. The same company. Yeah, I'm gonna take the vaccine from these motherfuckers? Hell nah. If I was gonna get it, I'd make an educated decision. I would have gone with I guess Pfizer. I don't know. What's the other one? That was the top. AstraZeneca wasn't in the U.S., but there was no way in hell I would have taken AstraZeneca. And Johnson & Johnson, I was like, you know. 6.48 billion. Mamma mia. Hell no. Yes, I'll get it from Johnson & Johnson. I trust them. Oh, Moderna. I probably would have gone with Pfizer, I guess, if I were to get it. Lisa says, I had to get vaxxed. My mother has autoimmune. I know a lot of people did it for those reasons, too. Like their family or whatever. Like some people, you know, I understand. And I know some people, too, that have said they lost family, so I feel sympathetic for those people, you know, like empathy for those people that lost family and stuff. Luckily and thankfully, I didn't lose any family, but I had family that lost like people that they knew or something like that. Second dose nearly killed you? The side effects? Wow.
Let me know when to start. Now? Hi, Michelle and Barack. Do it again? Okay. Well, look who it is. It's Big Mike and Barack. Crap. All right. Take 49. Oh, thank you so much. And you know, your endorsement means so much to me. Even though I didn't have it the first time. Yes, the time to act is now. Now is the time to act. And I will be doing what we promised we will be doing. And that time is every day. Doing what we had to cut. They said to cut. I was trying something different from unburdening what has been. That was your direction. I think the American people are coming around to it.
Stream's buffering for you? Oh, that's weird.
Michelle, this is the 73rd take.
Does it buffer for you on any other channels or it's just here? Because the connection's running buttery smooth from what I see. There's no hiccups.
Alright. I have to get off my feet.
Damn, sick for weeks. Holy crap.
You know, my knees are
I don't know if you took AstraZeneca. I wonder, do you know which brand you took, Lisa?
killing me. They're working knees, you know. It is my honor to receive your endorsement. I consider you both great friends. You have taught myself and Joe everything that we need to know about transparency. And I will lead with full transparency in this presidential campaign. Cut, yeah, we got it. That's a wrap, folks.
Yeah, I don't get the... I've gotten the flu vaccine twice, and it was when I was working at one of the hospitals, one of the last hospitals I worked at, and there was some lady that was going around like pushing it, like, hey, get the vaccine. Because what happened was the hospital, they had incentives, I think, from the insurance company is what I was told. So like the more and more people got the vaccines, they got like, I don't know, better deal, or I don't know what kind of incentive they offered them. So they'd make this thing of like trying to get everybody to get it. And I remember the 2 times that I got it, those 2 years I got more sicker than I've ever been. And I was just like, and the lady guilted me because she was like, oh, you have a baby that's on the way and you should get it. You don't want all this stuff, blah, blah. So I did it. And I didn't notice, to me, nothing, no difference. The only difference was I got sicker those 2 years. I was more sick and calling out and stuff than I was any other time. And so I was like, you know what? And then I look up the efficacy rates and all this stuff and for previous years, and sometimes it's effective, sometimes it's not. You can look online, the up and down. It's kind of like a gamble. They're just predicting or using. Well, I don't know how they do it, but there have been notably years that it was off, and I just thought like, not for me. Not for me. And I'm not an anti-vax person. I got my vaccines, of course, like as far as like, when you're born, not that you have a choice. And then when my daughter was born, the only thing I did, you have to keep coming back for the shots, is my doctor, because I kept questioning about it, and I was like, can I spread some of these out? Because some of them you really don't need to take at that time. They just bunch it all together because they figured these people are not going to keep coming back and forth. So I said, no, I'll come back and forth. Well, we can spread. So I spread them out a little bit. Whatever was, I just didn't give it all at the same time. I had to just come back a couple of times extra and spread the ones that I could out. Not have them all at the same time, But yeah, like the flu stuff, no, I'm good on that personally. The vaccine, I just wasn't comfortable. I don't care if people get it. The COVID stuff, I don't care if people get it. Get it, knock yourself out, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. And then I remember one time too, I took my daughter to the doctor, and there was one doctor, like, she was like, oh, did she get the vaccine? I was like, no. She kind of like looked at me. Why? Because I don't want to. She just kind of gave me like a dirty look. It's like, okay, well. This was a while ago, though. Setting a shot. The wall art, it's in the closet. I could put it up. I just haven't. I don't know. I was thinking if I should put something over here. It just feels empty. I don't know. It's kind of weird because the wall comes here. I don't know if I should put something on this side here. It's like uneven too. I don't know. Okay. That's better, I guess. But then at the same time, I don't want to overcrowd it. It already has all this stuff in the back. I don't know. True. Red Base says military brat here had tons of shots from going overseas and back. They get all kinds of shit, right? You guys loaded up with vaccines. My husband has Bell palsy from H1N1 vax. Wow. So he didn't want to get it again. His face was paralyzed on one side for 2 weeks. I heard of stories like that too. For people's face, in some cases, people's faces getting paralyzed. RFK Jr. considers dropping out endorsing Trump. Oh.
You mentioned Kamala Harris is who you said that the Democratic Party appeared poised to put into that position. You were critical there, obviously, of President Biden's policy. What, if anything, is different? How do you compare yourself to Kamala Harris if she does become the Democratic nominee for president?
Well, I think, Kamala Harris is the party of war. She is, she's a war hawk. The Democratic Party was always the peace party. Kamala Harris is a war hawk on Ukraine. She's a war hawk on China. I think that we should be figuring out ways to coexist with the rest of the world as best we can. Of course, we need to protect our national security. I think she's not going to do anything about the national deficit. I
think this video already saw. He just added this video.
Never heard her speak about the chronic disease epidemic, I think she's a product of the corporate control of our democracy. And she's one of the authors of, in terms of civil rights, she has one of the worst civil rights record of any public official. She's the author of one of the primary authors of the school to prison pipeline. She kept 5,000 people, despite a Supreme Court order that she released 5,000 prisoners of nonviolent drug crimes who were illegally in California jails. She kept them in there saying that we needed them for firefighting and for other public work services. And that's just a modern version of indentured servitude, a modern version of slavery. She was one of the two leading public officials in California, which now has the worst education system, 49th in education outcomes in the country. 50% of the homeless people in our country are in California, and she was behind those policies. I don't think she has a good, I don't think, in terms of the traditional democratic principles, I don't think she has a credible record.
That's the big talk now. Rumors of him dropping out and endorsing Trump. Okay. I'm starting to think JD Vance is the worst VP pick than Sarah Palin. What's this?
Called him out as a Hitler show. Now you're playing his sidekick, kissing Donald's ring. Looks like you do anything. Names he's had a few, doesn't like immigrants. Unless they help finance.
Yeah, they're running Vance into the ground. This guy has zero charm and charisma. Picking JD Vance was a massive gift for the Democrats.
Hey guys, JD Vance here in Radford, Virginia. I thought I'd take you behind the scenes a little bit. When you get to an event, they've got a ton of crap for you to drink and eat. You got 3 bottles of Diet Mountain Dew, about a dozen Snickers, a bag of chips. If I ate even half of this stuff, of course, I'd balloon up like crazy. This is the energy that powers the presidential and vice presidential campaign. Of course, I'm honored to be supporting President Trump. I'm honored to be his running mate. If you want to help us, chip in $5, chip in $15 to get the message out and to get people to the polls. This election is so important. Your resources help us do the things we need to win it.
No way. He's not asking that, is he? Trump is not asking if he should fire Vance. Cat lady, stand back and stand by. Yo, that time when Trump said that shit, stand back and stand by, that shit, I find it hilarious, but they I guess they said it was like a call for violence. I was saying that all the time, stand back and stand by. Yo, I wish I could find it from back then. That was so funny. Stand back. I don't have it. Damn, man. Stand back and stand by. Well, I have this old video. What is this? I don't know if this is watchable.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, this is like throwback. Let's see.
About the possible therapies, yesterday, Mr. President, you said that they were for, quote, immediate delivery. Immediate, we heard.
We're ordering, yes, we have millions of units ordered. Bayer is one of the companies, as you know, big company, very big, very great company. Millions of units are ordered, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to be talking to the governors about it, and the FDA is working on it right now. The advantage is that it has been prescribed for.
Is it true that Vivek like knew Vance's wife or something? I thought they were trying to say like they had hooked up. I don't know if that's true at all, but that they were, I don't know, man. I heard some stuff like they have some type of like they've known each other and all this stuff. I don't know.
A totally different problem, but it has been described for many years, and everybody knows the levels of the negatives and the positives. But I will say that I am a man that comes from a very positive school when it comes to, in particular, one of these drugs, and we'll see how it works out, Peter. I'm not saying it will, but I think that people may be surprised. By the way, that would be a game changer. But we're going to know very soon.
Sorry.
Versus standard of given, which was a big problem, and it's very effective. It's a strong drug. So we'll see.
Fairly effective against SARS.
It was, as I understand that. Is that a correct statement? It was fairly effective on SARS.
John, you've got to be careful when you say fairly effective. It was never done in a clinical trial. They compared it to anything. It was given to individuals and felt that maybe it worked. So
was there anything to compare it to?
Well, that's the point. Whenever you do a clinical trial, you do standard of care versus standard of care plus the agent you're evaluating. That's the reason why we showed back in Ebola why particular interventions worked.
So on that topic, about the possible therapies, yesterday, Mr. President, you said that they were for, quote, immediate delivery. Immediate, we heard.
We're ordering, yes, we have millions of units ordered. Bayer is one of the companies, as you know, big company, very big, very great company. Millions of units are ordered, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to be talking to the governors about it, and the FDA is working on it right now. The advantage is that
JD and Usher named their middle child after Vivek.
It has been prescribed for a totally different problem, but it has been described for many years, and everybody knows the levels of the negatives and the positives. But I will say that I am a man that comes from a very positive school when it comes to, in particular, one of these drugs, and we'll see how it works out, Peter. I'm not saying it will.
So let me just jump in real quick to comment
very soon, but we have ordered millions of units. It's being ordered from Bayer, and there is a couple of companies also that do it.
For clarity, Dr. Fauci said there is no magic drug for coronavirus right now, which you would agree. I guess on this issue,
I think we only disagree a little bit.
I'm sorry.
I disagree. Maybe and maybe not. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. We have to see. We're going to know.
So Trump wants to try out this drug, right? There hasn't been like actual official studies done, but in China, this thing is somewhat help people out. I wonder which one they're talking about. How he pulls them in.
Maybe giving Americans a false sense of hope.
No, I don't think so.
Preparedness right now.
No, I don't think so. I think that it's got
the not yet approved drug.
I mean, it's such a lovely question. Look, it may work and it may not work, and I agree with the doctor what he said. May work, may not work. I feel good about it. That's all it is, just a feeling. I'm a smart guy. I feel good about it, and we're going to see. You're going to see soon enough. And we have certainly some very big samples of people. If you look at the people,
4 years ago,
a lot of people that are in big trouble.
2020. Look at that. And people are surprised now. No, Mel, you never did it before. Mel, what's going on? You changed. Okay.
And this is not a drug that obviously. I think I can speak from a lot of experience because it's been out there for over 20 years. So it's not a drug that you have a huge amount of danger with. It's not like a brand new drug that's been just created that may have an unbelievable monumental effect, like kill you. We're going to know very soon. And I can tell you the FDA.
I wonder if it was ivermectin and there was the other one. I can't remember the name. There's another drug they were trying to say was like, oh, it's so crazy. It's for horses.
Is working very hard to get it out. Right now, in terms of malaria, if you want it, you can have a prescription. You get a prescription. And by the way, and it's very effective. It works.
See, they're not showing you this whole conversation. And if you just heard a second ago, which I'm going to replay it again, he was saying he's accusing Trump of giving people false hope, which I can understand. Like, people want the truth, but you have to be careful how you tell things, because look how nutty and people are acting now, right? They're fighting over toilet paper. Imagine if you tell them. I forgot about that. Oh, what an embarrassing time in history. Well, I guess they said the side effect was like going to the bathroom, but these people overdid it. They were acting like animals, attacking each other, punching each other. I had videos, and so it was so crazy how these people acted when there was like a thing of toilet paper, like an issue with toilet paper. Imagine like actual water and food, how people would act. People acted like animals. Hydroxychloroquine, where they were trying to say it's a dangerous drug, and that's like it's literally rated one of the safest drugs. You can find it online and read all the research about it, but anything is serious.
I should very good things. Let's see what happens. We have nothing to lose. You know the expression? What the hell do you have to lose? Okay.
So what do you say to Americans? Units are nearly 200. John, go ahead, Dad. What do you say the Americans were scared, though? I guess.
Right here, he interrupts again, right? And then
200 dead.
What the hell do you have to lose? Okay.
So what do you say to Americans? Units are nearly 200. John, go ahead, Dad. What do you say the Americans were scared, though? I guess nearly 200 dead, 14,000 who are sick, millions, as you witness, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast. I call it Concast. Let me just have whom you work. Let me just say something. That's really bad reporting. And you ought to get back to reporting instead of sensationalism. Let's see if it works. It might and it might not. I happen to feel good about it, but who knows? I've been right a lot. Let's see what happens, John.
Can I get back to the science and the logistics?
You're ashamed of yourself.
The units.
Yeah. Bill, back then, when this whole fiascos happened with the virus and stuff, at some point, very early on I got sent to work from home. I was working at this, one of my favorite jobs before working like really full-time YouTube, was this office job, which was a whole change for me, because all the other jobs I had before that, I was standing on my feet. Whether it was two of the hospitals that I worked at and the pharmacy that I worked at, I was always on my feet for like hours. If I did doubles, it would be 16 hours, like just. So for the first time ever, I had this office job. It was still pharmacy, but like, it was auditing, and it was also like an IT company, and I got paid more. The benefits weren't as good as the hospital, but I had off on the weekends and every holiday. Like, it wasn't all this bullshit. It was a perfect schedule for if you have a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just really nice. They'd bring in food all the time that you can eat. Randomly, people would come in. They'd hire people to like once in a while come in. They'll give you like a massage at your seat. It was something I never experienced in my life. I was like, oh, there's jobs like this that actually kind of like take care of their employees. I was like, holy shit. It was a really nice, cool job. Anyway, they sent us to work from home because of the virus. And then eventually my daughter's school closed too, so she was there with me for a majority of it. And so I had all the time in the world to actually listen to the full conferences, because normally I wouldn't be able to listen to it. And so when I was listening to the full thing, and then when I'd listened to it later, I was like, what the hell? Like, they took so many things out of context. But anyway, I had the time to watch these things. It was so crazy back then. It was like entertaining. He was getting attacked from all sides. So he ended up snapping in a lot of cases to some of these reporters. One of the mistakes that he for sure made, I remember there was one time I was watching this shit, and he had like promised by Easter COVID was going to be gone. And I was like, fuck, like, why did you say that shit, yo? Why did you say that? They're going to come for your ass. Why?
That were ordered, are they for clinical trials, or are they for distribution to the general patient population?
We are going to, as I understand it, we are going to be taking samples in New York. Governor Cuomo very much is interested in this drug, and they are going to work on it also after they get a certain approval. We're waiting for one final approval from the FDA. We'll see what happens. but we'll use it on people that are not doing great, or even at the beginning of not feeling well.
Fallen under the.
And John, what do we have to lose?
So this was
Wait, John, it's been out there for so long. We hear good things. Let's see. Maybe it works and maybe it doesn't.
I understand all that. I'm just thinking of the application here. So that would be under sort of a modified compassionate access.
See, this is kind of interesting. It's a big debate, you know, whether to use this or not. Is this a waste of time? You know, I mean, I figure it can't hurt to try. There's no vaccine coming anytime soon. That stuff takes like a year plus, at least, at the minimum. But they're definitely,
I guess, and that's what it's called. Yeah. Yes.
I would like Dr. Fauci, if you don't mind, to follow up on what the president is saying. Should Americans have hope in this drug right now? And sir, I would like to follow up on Peter's question here. Could you please address Americans in this country who are scared right now? This is a very valid.
Isn't that what we've been doing this entire time? Addressing people that are scared? Like, how much more addressing do you need? Right? I think it was like a daily thing back then too. It was every day. I don't know for how long you were doing like a pressure thing. This is all we have in the news media. This is all we have in the news feed. Anytime you turn on the TV, anytime you go to YouTube, YouTube's flagging you everywhere. This is all they're showing is this stuff. How many more words do we need?
Concern that people have.
You know, there really isn't that much of a difference in many respects with what we're saying. The president feels optimistic about something, his feeling about it. What I'm saying is that,
and I think these two definitely disagree. This doctor, and that's obvious. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to be respectful and stuff, but I definitely think he disagrees with Trump on this whole malaria stuff.
it might be effective. I'm not saying that it isn't. It might be effective, but as a scientist, as we're getting it out there, we need to do it in a way as while we are making it available for people who might want the hope that it might work, you're also collecting data that will ultimately show that it is truly effective and safe under the conditions of COVID-19. So there really isn't different. It's just a question of how one feels about it.
Is there any reason to believe it's not safe?
Well, certainly as a drug, any drug, John, has some toxicities. The decades of experience that we have with this drug indicate that the toxicities are rare and they are, in many respects, reversible. What we don't know is when you put it in the context of another disease, whether it's safe. Fundamentally, I think it probably is going to be safe, but I like to prove things first. So it really is a question of not a lot of difference. It's the hope that it will work versus proving that it will work. So I don't see big differences here.
I agree.
Sir, your message to Americans who are working at home, who have their children in their homes right now, who are homeschooling, doctors who say
He's like, here we go.
they don't have the masks they need to do their jobs. Your message to them.
My message to the American people is that there is a very low incidence of death. You understand that. And we're going to come through this stronger than ever before. If you get it, if you happen to get it, it is highly unlikely. It's looking like it's getting to a number that's much smaller than people originally thought in terms of the ultimate problem, which would be death.
I know. It's crazy because to this day, still, China has not been punished or made them face repercussions. I know.
Message to the American people is, number one, you've done an incredible job.
What a crazy time that was. Lord almighty. I appreciate you guys being here, man. I just want to pop in this morning, get the little watch hours up. Storm in the chat is upset. I've seen people like Storm before where they'll come into a chat. Nobody's talking to them. They were never a thing. And then the chat constantly complaining and whining and bitching. And then they have to become the main thing of the chat. And also complaining about the live stream and all this stuff, but they don't go away because, people, sometimes I think they're attracted to what they hate. And so while they're complaining and all this stuff, they're still in the chat and whining and bitching and whatever. I mean, I've seen those kind of people before. They want to try to take away from the whole thing. The whole world revolves around them. And they got to come in the chat and fuss and all this shit. It's like, I don't know. Some of that person's weird. Oh, I can't play this song. Somebody told me to play this. But I don't think I can play this song. Oh, my God. Kamala Harris needs to put away her stepdaughter on the campaign trail. She will connect Wait, put her stepdaughter on the campaign show. Is this really her though? I love that song though. It's a classic song. Oh, so she's doing like a thing? I don't know what this is. Any storm chasing channels? I don't know. I saw that channel that there's a couple of channels that I forgot the guy's name. The people that do that, they know what they have like experience in those storms and stuff. I think one guy was a meteorologist or something like that. They get crazy amount of views. It's insane. Wow, Mel, you're rude. It's actually true. You came in here. Are you? I don't know. Are you the same person as Lisa or somebody else? I just saw you saying all kinds of stuff and like, why do you have it? Don't you say something like, why have a channel or something like that? Like, if you're so upset about the channel, then why not just leave? I mean, I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Attention seeking. Go somewhere where you're gonna be happy. Why choose to be miserable? You know, when everybody's having a good time, you're the only person in the party upset and complaining. Go to another party then. Ryan Hall. Yes. Ryan Hall. That guy's good. Pretty sick when it's Brandon. He's a meteorologist. It's pretty relaxing watching him. I think it was her. She was saying some kind of nasty stuff. And so, like, I mean, why don't you just move along? Because the only thing is, like, you're trying to take over the chat, and the whole thing has to be about you. It's not about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not a factor. Now you're a factor because you've been complaining, but just move on. I said nothing about the channel. I'm a member. There's no memberships on this channel, unless you're talking about, like, another channel, the other main channel. Lord almighty. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to see what happens later today as far as, I don't know, the main channel. See if we can get something popping off for the main. Or it would be nice to get a chase. Chases have been kind of dead lately. I've had no chases. Well, a couple of days. The ones that we had were kind of like short-lived. So weird, yo. What's wrong with these people? Fuck, dude. I don't know what's going on. All right, guys, man. Oh, yes. Tomorrow's rally. We'll do it on this channel. And hopefully we're monetized. It should be monetized quick. I don't know about by the rally, but like, and by next week or something, it should be monetized. Because the election night, oh man.
With you if you book it. And that's how I ended up in Miami. Turns out he was already flying there that
Ted Bundy would put up wilt numbers in this generation. Oh my, they're saying that Ted Bundy will be like really successful because of this generation. A random Hinge man flew me out to Miami for my birthday.
2 days before my birthday, I matched with this man on Hinge. He goes, "How adventurous are you?" I said, "I would take a flight with you if you book it." And that's how I ended up in Miami. Turns out he was already flying there that day when he messaged me, and he also lives here. So many flights were canceled because of the technology outage, but I was so lucky that everything went so smoothly. I ran into a friend with his girlfriend, and they were on the same flight as me going for her birthday. We went to meet this Hinge man together, and they became my safety check-in points for the entire trip. He took me to get a pre-dinner snack at Lido at the Standard Hotel and show me around. And then went back to his so he can give me an apartment tour and show me the views up here. I loved how he designed his apartment. Everything was exactly my style. I was kind of concerned for my safety, but also I felt strangely comfortable around him. We got ready for the night, and first stop was this gorgeous bar at Faena. I don't drink, but I like going to places for the vibes, and he didn't end up drinking either, so he got seltzers with mint and lime. This man was so patient and told me I could film anything I wanted, and also offered to help me whenever I needed. Then we had a lovely birthday meal at Casa Tua, and I actually forgot it was my birthday, so when they brought out the cake with the candle, I was so confused. It was around midnight at this point. We hung out at the lounge upstairs, went for a walk around, and then called it a night.
Did you put out? What? Imagine Tim Buddy was dealing with this generation. He'd pull out all kinds of women and stuff. Probably have a higher count. Debbie @iCkEdMeL, I heard 6,000 marshals have been called to Washington to secure the White House. I thought I heard that like yesterday, the day before. I don't know. Somebody said, I'm so sorry for everybody attacking you. I honestly feel like those people coming here on purpose and multiple, like one or two of them. There's a lot of people that are ex-people that have left or whatever, and then they come in with troll accounts or something. I don't know. They want to try to start something and then try to get me canceled. Oh, Mel was so mean. Elon Musk's ex Grimes chimes in on transgender daughter debate. That's crazy. Oh, snap. Trump just meets with Prime Minister Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago.
Got to the best part. Greatest dinner I've ever had. Let's get a good, beautiful. Please, let's make a. Great. Thank you. Now.
Mar-a-Lago. All right, guys. I mean, if you want to email me, you're not gonna take over the whole live stream. The whole thing's not gonna be about you. You're gonna have to get over it. It's a live chat. You can send me an email, okay? We're not gonna have this whole back and forth and all this shit and going on for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours and why this and that and blah blah blah. And the channel just started. All right, please care about your chat. Why don't you worry about yourself? Jesus, it's weird fucking people. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take that bullshit. All right, guys. Peace. Storm, if you want to email me if you want. All right, but I don't think we're gonna continue this live. All right. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Peace. Bye.